All right, so here we go. This is our first all-team call for 2017. Yesterday, I actually wrote down 1/1/17. I always get a little freaked out the first time I write that, right? It's a little crazy, New Year. And Tracy asked me to lead tonight's call. And what I thought I would do is share with you the 5 things that I've done and that I suggest that my team does to make this your best year ever as a coach. I always like things very actionable. And so I'm going to walk through each of these 5 things. I know that for many of us, this is our very last day off of our vacation, and you might want to spend those last few hours tonight with your family. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to have this many people on tonight's call, given that I know that there's a lot going on today. So the number one thing, obviously, that you should do is complete your 2017 goals. So I'm going to quickly show you a sheet. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll walk through quickly what is on this worksheet. Tracy asked me to fill this out. She asked her personally sponsored coaches to fill this out. And I, in turn, duplicated this. I made a few tweaks and asked my team to fill this out. And if you'd like this, I'm sure that Tracy will post it, and I will certainly post it in my team page and share it out. But the first thing I asked everybody to do is to write down what they wanted their business to look at by December 28th, 2017. So the last day of this year, what would their business look like? Just write that out. And then very specifically, this form has how many workouts you expect to complete, what your rank you expect that to be, how many success points per month you plan to achieve on average. But then most importantly, what I asked everybody to do is to look back on this year and think about what worked. Very specifically, what were the actions, what were the things that you did that seemed to pay off financially, emotionally, physically? What were the things that worked? What didn't work? And then given those 2 things, what specifically do you think you need to tweak and change? And then in this form, what I love that Tracy had us do is when you look at what your year is going to look like at the end of December 2017, to break that down by the actions that you need to take quarterly, then monthly, and then even weekly. So I really put a lot of thought into this and thought about, okay, what were some of the things that I did on a regular basis that really paid off and worked for me, and wrote those down very specifically. Then what she asked us to do, which I think is really cool because Tracy has been doing this for a while, but she thinks about a word that is going to be the theme for her entire year. And the word that I happened to choose was impact. And I shared this on our team huddle call earlier today. And here's what I wrote. I said to her, I focus so much on my own needs, goals, and growth. I need to focus more on just connecting with people and growing and developing my team better. I think if I focus more in this and less on the money, I will be more fulfilled by this business, and hopefully the income will come as a result. And that came sort of as a reflection of one of the things I shared today was, and I share this with my team all the time, is if you go into every conversation, every post, every time you engage with somebody else and expect nothing in return, is usually when this is paid off for me. And when I don't mean paid off, it's necessarily paid off in my income, but it's been more fulfilling experience for me as a whole. So when I talked about impact, it wasn't so much as having an impact on the growth of my business per se, but just having a meaningful impact on other people, whether that be my personally sponsored coaches, my team, the people that I engage with in my challenge group, making that a meaningful experience for them. So that's why I chose that. And then as well, I suggest you think of a quote that has moved you, a quote that also might be the theme of your year. And mine is this: wealth alone doesn't satisfy in the long term. We all eventually discover that deep down, we want to live for more. We want to leave our mark on the world and do work that has meaning. We want to make an impact. And it was weird. I was reading a John Maxwell workbook and that quote was there. And I'm like, well, there it is. And then he goes on to say, income is empty. Impact is fulfilling. It's what gives life meaning. So that's what I did. I had about 10 people on my team. I'm so proud of you, by the way, and some of you are on this call tonight. Complete this form and send it back to me. And it's not something that should be put on your shelf, right? Not for you personally and not for the person that you share it with. It's my role now to really help those people, those 10 people who took the time to fill that out and help them grow. So number one, complete your 2017 goals, whatever that is. I always use the acronym SMART. Make them specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. That's the only way you're going to achieve them. Number two, identify and connect with your leaders. So there are some of you on this call that have a team, whether that be a team of 2, a team of 5, a team of 100. I don't know what it is. If that's you, I highly suggest that you think about those people on your team who want to do this, who are dug in and who are serious. Somebody on our call today, and I wrote this down, I think it might have been Tracy or Doug, said, analyze who's in and who's really in. I want to work with people who find this fulfilling. I want to work with people who want to dig into this. I want to work with people who want to put as much time into this as I do every day. And quite frankly, I don't put a ton of time in. I mean, I honestly put in now 3 to 4 hours into this business a day, I would say, when I'm really focused. Set up on a one-on-one meeting with them. Call them up and say, let's get together. I'm committed to this year. I'm excited about this making a great year for me and my business. I'm excited about helping people. I want to do this with you. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's hold our feet to the fire and share your goal sheet with one another. And maybe it's you meeting with them one-on-one once a month, or maybe it's you taking those 5, 6 leaders, whoever they are, and you having your own personal huddle. It's so powerful what we did this afternoon with the 6 of us on Tracy's team. I got so much from that call. You know, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Tracy has this call the first of every month, first Monday, and I'm like, it's the last day off for my husband, and my 2 college kids are still here, and I really just want to spend some time with them. And my youngest, who's in high school, goes back to school tomorrow. Really, do I need to be on this call today? And I said, you know what, Kit, you got to show up. And I was so glad I did, because everybody on that call had some great ideas and some awesome things to share. And I thought, wow, if I didn't show up for this, I would have missed all that. And yeah, Tracy records it, but it was so much more powerful to have that experience live. So share your goals with one another, hold one another accountable, reach into your downline. You know, maybe it's not your personally sponsored, but it's 2 or 3 levels removed. I don't know. You know, lots of times those folks don't have a personally sponsored person who's for them and wants to help them. And I have many people that are 2 or 3 levels down that I work with, and I'm happy to do so. If you don't have a team, you're saying, well, Kit, you know, I'm kind of new. I'm only an Emerald. I've got 2 people. One's sort of just wants to be a coach to get her Shakeology for less money. Then if you're using our app, which I really hope you are, it's a free app and it's awesome training. There is a dream team document in there. I forget what day the lesson is, but print out that and write in those 8 names. I am constantly, at the end of every month, I'm scratching out a name and I'm writing a new name in. You know, think about those people. I remember Doug said this early on. He said something that, you know, think about the people that you'd love to go into business with if you had the chance, right? Think about the people in your life who even, you know, are struggling and really want to make a difference this year in their life. Think about those people who in your life that you know are really into health and fitness, and reach out to them. And that could be your ultimate dream team, and constantly reassess that. Don't keep going after the same people. I mean, there's so many of us who we bug and bug and bug and bug the same people. Stop bugging those people. And yeah, we say, oh, they're really a maybe and not a no. Just put them in the back of the tickler file for a while and continue to reassess who those 8 folks are. So that's number 2, identify and connect with your leaders. Number 3, this I was my third tip based on our call today. And Juan and Paula, I see you, Paula. You guys said this today, and I scratched out my number 2 tip because you guys said something so inspirational to me. This is my number 3 tip, and it's identify your strengths and work from them. So, you know, a lot of us who've been around for a while, we became coaches before social media existed. And you might argue that this is a social media business. Like the only way you're going to grow a team is if you're on social media. Well, I kind of disagree, quite frankly. This is and I think you said this today, Juan, you said, do Beachbody while you're out versus going out to do Beachbody. And I wrote that down and I loved it. You know, I think there was this phase where everybody was on social media and you had people like, look at me with my shaker cup and I'm drinking my Shakeology, you know, and you had people unfriending you and, you know, people saying people in my family are sick of me. Well, guess what? Social media is not about being a Beachbody billboard. Social media should be about you living your brand. So this is kind of a sub bullet to this, but first and foremost, figure out who the frick you are. What jazzes you? What excites you? What challenges you? And post about that. People will connect with you and bond with you because they find some kind of human connection with you. Stop being a Beachbody billboard. And if social media isn't your thing, you can still grow this business. This is why I said identify your strengths and work with them. Personally, you know, I'm a Horton and we're talkers, right? And I feel like I connect with people more when I have an opportunity to talk to them, whether it be face-to-face or on the phone. And I know some of you, you know, under 25 somethings or under 30 somethings or think I'm crazy, but for many of us who have very strong teams, who have very solid foundations on our team, it's because people decided to join our team because of who we are. You know, I can't be Lisa. I can't be David. I can't be Sarah. I can't be Juan. I can't be Michelle. I can't be Eric. Those people are going to connect with you because of you, you know. The people who connect with Tracy aren't going to connect with me. The people who connect with a Mark Briggs aren't going to connect with me. You know, there's something that there's some sort of common ground. So get out and freaking talk to people and be proud about this and be excited about who you are. I mean, your life is completely different because you feel good, right? I mean, that's why I posted what I posted today. I was like, my husband and I were driving home from Vermont. We spent the weekend with my sister and brother-in-law from Vermont, and we joked that New Year, we had a 3-hour drive, and he looked at me, he's like, okay, hon, well, what are our New Year's resolutions, you know? And everybody should have a resolution. Everybody should have a reason to want to grow and change and be a better person. But I haven't really had to make a health New Year resolution in 10 years. I really haven't, because this company has kept me on track. You know, ever since the first day when my brother said, get out a month in a calendar kit and cross out with a big red X. And at the end of the month, you should have 22 red X's. That means you're doing the right thing. That's been my mantra. So yeah, are there some days where I'm not Xing out? Are there some days where I don't feel good because I ate crappy? Sure there are. But I honestly, for 10 years straight, have come to the end of the year and gone, I've had, out of 365, I can honestly say 90% of that time I have felt good because of the community of people I've connected with here and because of the products that this company has. And I'm proud about that. And I'm excited about that, right? So let people know who you are. Connect with them personally. Don't send out mass emails. It takes work. Yeah, it takes time. You got to make the list. You got to sit down the night before. You got to do the thing. But I'm telling you, it pays off. And you will have people who want to join your team because of you and because of the kind of relationship they know that they're going to have with you and the community that you form. So I believe very much in human contact. So make this more about human contact. The other thing that we talked about too is there are many resources. You don't have to be the message. You can be the messenger. Our webinars. Doug has one. I have one. Tracy has them. If your team isn't having them, invite them to the webinar. The sneak peek is another opportunity for them to get to know who we are. Have three-way calls. So anybody on my team, my personally sponsored coaches, I'm offering that up. Show them the video first from Carl Deichler. Have them come to webinar, but if they still have questions and you're a new coach, get them on the phone with your upline. And oftentimes, that's what I did with Tracy over and over and over again. I'd be like, Tracy, can you just talk to this person? Because I'm not really sure what this is all about. And you just say it better than me. And I'd get people on the phone with her. And then after about 5 phone calls or 6 phone calls, I was like, okay, I got it. I can tell the story in the way I want to tell it. That's comfortable for me. I've had enough personal experience with the products now. I don't need you anymore. So do that, right? Do three-way calls. Because the other thing is sometimes it has more meaning when it just comes from someone else. People feel that is a more objective resource. So do that as well. Okay, so number 3, identify your strengths and work from them. If it's not social media, if it's the telephone, use it. If it's the social media, fine, use it. If it's webinars, use that. Okay, so when you fill out those goals and you say, what worked? That worked for me. Having phone calls worked for me. Exposing people to the webinar worked for me. I'm going to do more of that. Number 4, you must commit to a program at least for the month of January. Okay, this sounds like a no-brainer, but I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of you who don't do it. So you got to pick a program, you got to stick to it, and just think about the next 30 days. This is what I tell people in my challenge group. Forget about a resolution for the whole freaking year. That is overwhelming. That is like a mountain that seems like you're never going to get to it. Just think about the next month. Sure, maybe you picked P90X, but just think about getting through the first month of P90X and share it and talk about it. The good, the bad, the crappy, the little milestones. Talk about that, but not necessarily always about the program and the thing, but how is that affecting your life? Today I was at a business meeting and here was the lunch that was offered. And I walked past it because I knew the 5 people in my challenge group were in my head going, Kit, don't do it. It's not worth it. Post about stuff like that, be creative so people get to know you better. And my God, there is no time like January. If you weren't working hard all the month of December, I'm telling you, you wasted your time because that's when everybody started to think about what they were going to do today. So today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is the week that you should be putting the most time in your business because everybody's trying to get better, right? Everybody's now going, okay, it's over. I got to clean out the crap. I got to make some decisions. And, you got a $99 upgrade if you're already an on-demand member and you got a $199 challenge pack that gives you exposure to everything. And I'm just going to give you a wink, wink. There's stuff in the works at Beachbody. And they're going to get that too for that price. I don't know what's in the works, but I can tell you there might be something in the works. Number 5, get an accountability partner. So this person cannot be your best buddy. This person cannot be your best friend that decided to become a coach on your team. This has got to be someone who can give you both positive and constructive feedback. This has got to be somebody who can look you in the eye and go, I don't think that's a good idea, Kit. This is what I might do differently. Knowing you, this is how I would handle it. This has got to be somebody who's going to give you the really real. And someone who's going to hold you accountable and hold your feet to the fire on your goals. And you've got to give that right back to the other person. So think long and hard about who that might be, but find that person now. And, for many of us who've been been a coach for a long time. I'm actually thinking about finding a newer coach or asking a newer coach to be my accountability partner because, you know, they're not jaded. I mean, let's face it. For any of us who've been doing a job for a long time, right? It's hard to keep it fresh. It's hard to be excited about it every day, you know, and I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm still pretty excited about it, but to keep it fresh and to keep it exciting, it's sometimes a good thing to find somebody who's new to it because they're jazzed and they might have an objective outlook. There are past experiences that we've all had if we've been coaches with Beachbody for a while that they haven't even experienced. Anybody remember the Shakeology debacle, right? When they changed the chocolate Shakeology and it tasted like metal in your mouth, we were like, oh my God, forget it. No one's going to buy Shakeology again. And we came through that just fine because Beachbody got right on it. They fixed it. And half the people don't even know that even happened now because it happened so long ago who've been drinking Shakeology for just a few years. So think about who that is and find someone that you can meet with on a regular basis. And I would suggest you meet at least once a month. So, you know, share your business activity tracker with that person. You know, I've done that and I know I'm sometimes embarrassed to share it with that person because I know it hasn't been a very productive week. And that person has looked me in the eye and gone, you can't expect to grow this if you've only contacted like 8 new people in the last, 5 days. Doesn't work that way, right? So do that. So those are my 5 tips. Let me quickly summarize again. Number 1, complete and write down your 2017 goals. You may choose to take that quick approach. What do you want your business to look like at the end of the year? What worked? What didn't? Given that, what are you going to tweak? And then break it all down. How many workouts am I going to have completed? How many success points am I going to have? What rank am I going to be? And then break it down. Okay, given that, what do I need to do quarterly, monthly, and weekly? And then pick your word and your quote and keep that in front of you every single month. Number 2, identify and connect with your leaders. Set up one-on-one call with them, talk about their goals, meet with them on a regular basis. Complete that dream team document if you don't have a team yet and figure out who those people are and reach out to them and say, let's do this. This is fun. I love it. Can we do this together? We'll hold each other accountable together, right? Number 3, identify your strengths and work from them, whatever those are. Number 4, commit to a program for 30 days, talk about it, share it. And then number 5, get an accountability partner. So that's it. That's all I got. And I hope everybody has a very exciting year. I think this is going to be a great year for our business. I really do. I think we're coming off a trying time with the elections and everything else, and people are ready to move on, and they're ready to embrace their life, whatever that is, and they're ready to make some changes. So catch the fire while it's hot. This is one of the reasons why these offers are good through the end of February. So you can get people on board. And, what's so great about this on-demand, I'll just say one thing is, they get exposure to all the programs. And the only thing that scares me about that is people jumping around, right? So I highly encourage people to pick a program and stick with it. I mean, there is a method to our madness, right? You can't do chest and back every day. You can't do a crazy cardio routine every day. One of 2 things is going to happen. You're going to burn out or you're going to get hurt. Or number 3, you're going to get sick of it and you're going to go, So as much as people have the opportunity to see all 40 programs plus programs that we offer, encourage them to pick one. Ask them questions. Put them into the one that will work best for them and stick with that. Jumping around, it's not the point. The point is now they have an opportunity when they finish that to try something else. When they finish that to try something else. So hopefully by the end of the year, they have something that has kept them in the game for an entire year. Someone like me, I've pretty much done every program 4 times. So I'm probably going to create a little hybrid for myself for the month of January, but really encourage people to pick one thing and stay with it. And the last thing I'm going to say is, the challenge group is the foundation of your business. This is based on human connection. This is based on support and help. And that should be the first thing you do. In the morning, I wake up, I do my workout, and then I spend at least a half an hour. My group is called Team Thrive, reading, commenting on every single post of every person I might have invited in there. That is how you create that human connection. That is how you create a successful experience. That is how you create success for your people, by making that experience fun, by making that experience doable, and create that culture in that group. I've never, ever had to disinvite anybody from my group, ever. It's always been very positive. It's always been very supportive community, but that starts with you. So be involved in your group every single day. I've started, Monday tip. Here's my tip for the week. And it's usually something that is troubling me or that's challenging me. There's all kinds of things I know you guys are doing, points for showing up. I've never really had to do any prizes or games for showing up because it's just more about creating a culture where, people feel comfortable even reporting the bad stuff. I even tell people, I say, here's the thing. We're walking around with these things, right? So people go, oh, I didn't want to post because I didn't have anything good to say. It's like, no. That's when you have to post in the group, right? It's when you're at the office party staring at a freaking table of chocolate and you want to dive in and stick your face in that thing and suck it all down. Not talking about me. That's when you go, oh my gosh, guys, what should I do? And it's so funny in our group, right? Sarah and Diane and all these people in our group. Ding, ding, ding. Kit, don't do it. Walk away. Kit, get in a conversation. Kit, it's not worth it. You've been off sugar for 6 days. Kit, you posted this morning that you did Coeur de Force. Do you want to ruin that with chocolate? I'm like, okay, that's all I need. Right? So tell people to do that. Like, post in your weakest moment. I've had so many people go, I got home from work, didn't feel like doing the workout, but I checked into the group and Mary did it and Sarah did it and Heather did it and David did it. And I thought, I got to go down in the basement and do it. So there should never be a reason why people feel intimidated in your group or any of that, right? There's always going to be those folks who don't show up because they don't have it figured out, right? They haven't figured out their purpose. They don't know their why. It's got to start there. But create an experience that makes people feel comfortable and you'll be good. And start a group. Like, even if people don't have to purchase anything. Kelsey Myers, I'll call her out. I don't know if she's on tonight. We had a no sugar challenge, some of us, during the month of December, led by Heather Lake, who's in our group. She's amazing. She's our nutrition guru. And we were like 5 of us, like, I'll take that challenge. And of course, Christmas Eve, it all fell apart for me. I dove into the chocolate. But so Kelsey took that as lead. She's doing a no sugar group. It's nobody's purchased anything from her. Nobody's bought anything from her, but she's create an accountability group for people who want to cut out the crap for the month of January because people are ready. She knows that, right? We're all ready to walk away from the cruddy food right now. So whatever that is, create something. Just say, hey, I want to just get back on track. Want to hold each other accountable. And then, you can post some of the workouts you're doing and what you're doing, and people will get curious about that and they'll want to learn more when they're ready. All right, preaching to the choir, I might be. And I was told I have half hour, and I think my time is up. So hopefully that was helpful, everybody. Have a wonderful January. Have a wonderful 2017, and we look to have more of you on these calls every single month. Bye-bye.